Happy Monday. Happy Monday Night Live. I'm so excited that we could be here. I hope that your first week in May went off amazingly, and that you are starting the second week of May just full of ideas, full of activities to implement, and full of goals to achieve. Okay? Because that is the goal of business, for us to continuously be progressing into the next part of our journey. And so today, we're going to dive in. If you're watching this, go ahead and say here in the chat so that I can see you. Because we are going to get started. I want us to just dive in and get out on this Monday. I don't know about you guys, but today's been a long day. I had to take a little mini nap today because I was like, oh my gosh, I am tired. And so we're going to get you guys in and get you out with the information you need. And if you didn't know this, and I hope I say this enough, but if at any time you come and you watch one of these presentations and there are gaps in your understanding, or you want to figure out how to better implement what we're talking about into your brand, into your business, let us know. Shoot us a DM, because we're here to support you. You can always at any time book a free consultation call to learn more about how we can support you. And so when we do these presentations, oftentimes I have to decide, am I making it for the new entrepreneur? Am I making it for the entrepreneur that's been in business for a while, that's trying to scale? Am I doing this for the entrepreneur who's been in business for a while, has some decent clientele, has some consistent revenue, but is missing some system type parts to really help solidify and make their brand easier and kind of free them up from time. So because we have different people in this group, especially in our private communities that are at different levels, sometimes I glaze over some of the more foundational nuances, and then sometimes I focus a lot on the foundation so that people have a really good understanding. But that means we can't dive into the deeper parts, if that makes sense. And that's also, if you've noticed, why we recover certain topics so that you can build on your understanding as well. So today we're talking about, it's a theme that's not super complex, but I find that it can be a little overwhelming if you're just getting started. So please don't be overwhelmed. This may be something that maybe isn't at the front of your mind right now when it should be, but if it's not, you can always come back and watch this later. But before we dive into setting up your sales funnel, let's at least let me introduce myself. So those of you who don't know me, hello. Again, happy Monday. My name is Corey Fonville Foster. I am a speaker, a trainer, a certified business coach, and I'm also the CEO of iRock Marketable Business Solutions, based here in Virginia, USA. And our goal is to help amazing entrepreneurs just like yourself, small business owners, coaches, consultants, speakers, authors, gain clarity into deciding what they want to offer, what your products and services are. We want to help you identify and engage with your target audience. And then we want to help you implement your marketing and sales plans. And we want you to do that consistently to live life on your own terms. So if that sounds like things that you need support on, then you are indeed in the right place. Now, something that I want to make sure I bring up, because I realized later after last week that I did not talk about it, is one of the things that we have in iRock is this iRock Masterclass series. It is something that we started in 2023. I'm super proud of this project. But what it is once or twice a month, we bring experts to you, right? Instead of you having to go find people to connect with, to listen to, I bring my amazing network to you. And this week, I'm so excited because we have a podcast expert that'll be coming to us on May 10th at noon. So it's a little different than our usual time. So if you're thinking it's 6 p.m., 7 p.m. at night, it is not. It is at noon on May 10th. And we have Lion Flood coming to us. And the cool part about Lion is he understands how podcasting is used. One, he understands that podcasting is great for those of us who are trying to build our third-party credibility, right? We want people to know that we are experts in our field, so we go find opportunities to speak. And podcasting is a great way to do that. He also understands from the opposite side of a person that is owning a podcast and leveraging that podcast as an asset. And so he can speak from both sides of that. Lion Flood is not just a podcast host. His wife is a podcast host. His son is a podcast host. So they are a podcasting family, along with the fact that he has been able to monetize his podcast. So he's not new to this. He's definitely true to this. And then he also is the founder and owner of two amazing podcast networking groups in our Facebook community. So if you haven't checked it out, there's one that is for minorities. It's a minority podcasting network group. And then he has a general podcast networking group. And it's great because it gets people who are looking to speak on podcasts in the same room with people who own podcasts so that we can have some amazing shows in our universe. So definitely, if you have not secured your free ticket to this masterclass, please do so. And I'll make sure to include the link in the comment sections on all the places that this video is streaming. All right, so for those of you who may be new, a few weeks ago, we launched our Rock Stars group. It's not that you guys weren't already rock stars, but we wanted to give you guys a name because I wanted us to be able to identify one another, right? And I wanted to know who was in our community. I always tell people when they join, when they buy a product from us, I always say, hey, welcome to the iRock family. And so this is our family. It consists of our rock stars. If you're watching this right now, you are indeed a rock star. Those are individuals who engage with us on social media, blogs, podcasts, all of our free social media channels. Those are rock stars. You guys are paying attention to us. You're engaging with us, and we appreciate you. We also have our Rockstar Plus, and those are individuals who come to our free events, such as our Masterclass series, get a free ticket to a challenge. And we also have like different little free webinars here and there. Those are our Rockstar Plus members. We also have our A-list stars, and those are individuals who invest in either a paid event or one of our on-demand courses. And we appreciate you guys as well. That is why you're on the A-list. We have our all-stars who are investors in our group and marketing products and services. These people are absolutely amazing, and they tend to be with us for at least 90 days, if not longer. And so we wanted to make sure that we let people know that these were our all-stars. And then at the top of the list, we have our elite stars, which are our one-on-one coaching clients. These individuals typically are with us for 90 days to 6 months, and we work with them in a very intimate setting to focus on their particular goals and get them to the next piece of their journey. So either way, whichever level you're at, we welcome you to the iRock family, and you know that you are indeed a rock star. So what are we going to learn about today? You're going to learn how to create a sales funnel that attracts, nurtures, and converts prospective clients into paying clients. Now, I know I've talked before because I had to go back. I rewrote this training a couple times, but I know that previously I actually talked about the components and building each part out for the sales funnel. And we're not doing that tonight. I wanted us to understand the components of the sales funnel so that no matter what type of funnel you were doing or what products or services you sold, that you could put it together based on the elements that need to be included. So let's go ahead and dive in. So what is a sales funnel? Instead of giving you guys like this long form jargon or this big dictionary version of what a funnel is, I find it's easier to help you by just saying it's a client's journey. Simple as that. Because people are like, what's the difference between a lead magnet and a funnel? And then they get all confused. A funnel just means a journey. And the reason why they call it a funnel is because, in all honesty, if you look at your numbers, I'm just going to be honest, if you look at your numbers, less people are in it as you drop down. But also, you go from people not knowing you a lot to they really, really getting to know you, right? Because we've been talking about this idea of know, like, and trust. Well, they don't really know you. They don't like you, but they don't, I shouldn't say they don't like you. They don't like you or dislike you because they don't know you. And they definitely don't trust you at the beginning. But the hope is that through the process, they will indeed know, like, and trust you and convert to sales. The idea of that, again, cold to soul. And so that's a funnel. It's just a client's journey. And that's why instead of giving you piece A, B, and C, you really have to look at your particular business, what things you already have in the pipeline, and then put it in a way that will help people move from a place of really not knowing you, not really knowing a lot about your brand, to really being nurtured clients that are your target audience that can then be converted to sales. So hopefully you guys get a better picture, because I think when people just hear the definition, they still are a bit confused. But if you think of it more as a journey, and even if you just think of one person and going through their experience from not knowing you to being a sole client, whatever journey that they take, that is the funnel. Now, you as a business owner need to make it an organized journey, right? Because the more organized it is, the more predictable it can be for you, the more predictable your sales can be. So that's what we're going to work on today. All right. So the first part of this process is attracting clients, right? Because right now, nobody knows you, right? People are like, all right, they're in the atmosphere. They don't know you. So we want you to attract the right audience. And we'll talk about this every single time we talk about marketing, is you got to know your target audience, and you really have to be very clear on your target audience. I was talking to someone earlier today, and I was like, okay, well, who is this for? And they were like, well, it could be for this. And I know some people have bought it who are that, but who are you trying to attract? Because if we have limited um, dollars, if we have limited bandwidth to reach out to people, then we really need to be targeting the people you want the most. And it's not that other people can't come in, right, and work with us. That's not what we're saying. But we are saying that we need to spend our efforts, our time, our money on the people we really want, who can really benefit the most from this, because we don't have the time or energy to get everybody, right? It doesn't mean everybody can't come. It just means we can't target everybody in the marketing, because I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Part of marketing is for people to say me too and not so what. And if you go too broad, you're going to get a lot of so whats and not a lot of me too's. And then you're going to lose out on money. Simple as that. So the first step is to find your target audience and then attract them to your business, right? And that could be through many ways, but we want to attract them to your business. Now, I always recommend a nice lead magnet. Why not? Because you can throw a lead magnet out all over the place. You can even pay for an ad that encompasses your lead magnet. But that allows you to say, hey, I got something free or low cost. Think you might be interested in it. Check it out. Because once you do that, then you now have the ability to reach back out, get them into a private community, get them on your email list, give them a call, whatever the case may be, to get them in a place where you can then nurture them. If you never attract the right clients, then you cannot nurture them. They're not there, and you've lost already before you've gotten started. So I do always encourage a simple lead magnet. My favorite is definitely always going to be a webinar. I'll throw that out there. But even if you do a guide, a template, a white page, I'm trying to think of some other ones. Uh, Even if it's like a challenge or something, whatever the case may be, a lead magnet is going to be a great way to attract clients. It just giving something away for free. Sometimes we DM potential clients, prospective clients, and what we will do is offer them a free something, right? Or we'll even send them an invite to our community. Say, hey, we think you might benefit from being in this community. Either way, we're attracting them to be a part of our universe so that they can learn more about our company. So that's going to be your first step. Next, you want to educate and engage with them, right? So what do we say? We invited them to our private community where we will engage. Some people forget this step and they will send the lead magnet and then never email the person back, right? They'll never email them. They'll say, okay, like here's the free thing. They're now on your email list and you never email them. Well, you've never nurtured them. You never educated them. You've never shown yourself as an expert. So why then would they go and do business with you? So we can't just stop at attracting them, right? Ooh, I built up all these members in my private community, yay! And then it goes dead because you never comment when people comment to you. You never reply to DMs. You don't engage on the platform. Like you're losing out on that lead. So make sure once you attract that client that you're spending some time on whatever platform and whatever medium makes sense, and preferably multiple mediums, educating and engaging. That can be, again, social media posts, blog posts, LinkedIn articles, emails that are giving value. We're not trying to sell at this stage. We're just trying to, again, build that know, like, and trust. Hey, this is our brand. This is my personality. This is our brand's vision and mission. And this is, how we support people. And these are testimonials of people we supported. And here's some tips and strategies. Like that's what we're trying to do, is just show them we are thought leaders in our industry. We're experts. We know what we're talking about. We understand their problems and their struggles, and we think we can support them and give them as many small wins as you can. Okay, that's the stage you need to be focusing on. That can be, like I said, email, social media. That can be text messages at this point. Like there's all kind of things people are giving out. YouTube videos, clubhouse meetings, and things like. There's the list goes on and on. But you want to make sure that you are being engaging with them and not just talking to them once and then leaving them alone. Next, we're going to talk about converting because that's the next step. And guys, this is moving fast because it really is this fast to think through. The next part is converting. Once you have engaged with your target audience, so don't go straight from attracting to saying, hey, let's get on a call. They tend to feel kind of like, oh, I want to do that. I don't know you. But once you've engaged and nurtured them, you're ready to ask them to book a call or ask them to go ahead and make an investment in themselves and into your company. A lot of people, again, miss this step. I've had people who build up networks, have connections, and then they sit in their houses and they're stressed because they're like, nobody buys anything from me. Why am I not making any money? And I have to often ask them, did you ask anybody to buy anything? Did you put out an offer? Did you shoot your shot? And if the answer is no, then you're missing this amazing part of the process. Go ahead and ask them to buy. And like I said, that could be in the form of a call. That could be, hey, we have this conference coming up. Here's a ticket. That could be, hey, I see you signed up for this challenge. Would you like to upgrade to VIP? Got a book coming out. Would you like to buy it? Go ahead. You have to tell people what you want them to do and let them know why. I love a consultation call for anything high ticket. And I'm going to be honest, anything over $1,000, I'm going to probably do a call for just because people have questions and you want to be able to answer them. You don't want to have to go back and forth on an email. So having a consultation call, I prefer a visual one because I'm virtual. That's usually through like a Zoom or a Google Meet. But having that conversation where I can see their face, they can see my face. If I need to share my screen, I can, and I can go through and really get more personal with my pitch to ask them what they individually are struggling with, what support they feel that they need, what has stopped them from having the success they wanted in the past. And then when I do my pitch, being able to see and read their face, their body language, because that's where most of our communication comes from, our nonverbal. Being able to see that and then say, okay, I hear you. This is what I'm hearing. I think I can support you. This is how I feel I can support you. This is what it would look like to work with me. Are you ready to move forward? Yes or no, like overcoming objections and then getting them to go ahead and make the sale. Now, I will say this. Sometimes, look, sometimes, let's be real, people don't go directly into saying yes on the call. Something that I want you guys to get in the habit with is not just giving up on leads. Go ahead and follow up. First, follow up and just thank them for their time, but then follow up every so often and say, hey, do you have any questions? Maybe you have a new offer. This offer may be better for you. I today sent reminders to people who I had calls with who wanted me to send proposals, but for whatever reason they didn't sign and pay their invoice. And so I sent it out and said, hey, just checking, just following up to see if you had any questions or if you were ready to move forward. Please let me know either way. I'd be happy to get you to the next step of the process. I got a message back, was like, oh yeah, I didn't forget about you. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. Like, if I would have never messaged the person, they could have forgotten about me. And you'd be surprised how many leads I grab up by doing those reminders and following up. And I make sure that everyone that I come into contact with, I go ahead and get their email. So at least if nothing else, they'll see our emails and we won't be out of sight and out of mind. All right. So just to kind of recap, we had attract, right? Attract your target audience. We had for you to educate and engage with them because we have to give them massive value. We have to show that we're a leader in our industry, right? We can't assume that they're going to purchase from us just because. And then we have to remember to convert those leads to sales. Now, this is a very simplistic way of thinking about it, but I think sometimes we got to get more simplistic. Some of you are overthinking this. I have a few clients that are like, yeah, I'm overthinking it. But yeah, some of you are overthinking the process and thinking that you have to have all these gadgets and tools and softwares and what have you. No, you just have to be able to visually understand your potential client's journey through your business and how you are going to get them from being a cold client on the street that maybe has never heard of you, getting them through your process to being a paid client. And there are going to be many sequences of this depending on what product or service you have at the time, right? There may be a funnel for a challenge that you're putting out, a funnel for a book you want people to buy, a funnel for a event that you're going to be on, a funnel for your high ticket item. But what I'm telling you works every time is I sit down and I draw the process. And I also say, okay, well, what if they fall off here? Or what if they stop communicating there? Because that's when it looks all tricky. And that's why people get overwhelmed when people put pictures on the screen and say, this is a sales funnel. Because they're like, okay, if they fall here, then I'm going to do this. But it's just you thinking through, and I'd say put a name to it. Eddie, comes across our, a Facebook page, or Samantha gets told by a friend about our company. What is the process that they're going to do? And that'll help you make sure nobody falls off, right? Because you would hate for people to go through like half your funnel and then you've never gotten their email and then they fall off because of whatever reason. Maybe they had surgery and just, whatever, or maybe they decided to get rid of social media for a little while. You've lost them and now it's like, where did that person go? So just look through, see what you're already doing. Even ask clients that have gone through your system, hey, where did you come from? Where did you first interact with us? How long have you been interacting with us? And if you do have software that tracks that, like Kartra, or like I know, and we use Kajabi, as soon as they get on our email list, it'll say whether they went to a master class or whether they went to an event or what have you. If they engage with us in a meaningful way, it will show up there. We can also go on the Facebook group and see when they join the group, and we can see their past posts and different things. So you want to look at what your clients have already been doing, because that will help you also solidify that funnel or that journey that the clients are taking. And again, our goal is to make sure there are no gaps, no one is falling off, and that we're consciously and actively moving people from the top of our funnel where they're not so familiar with us to the end of our funnel where they are truly converting into clients. All right. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys. If you need help mapping out your journey for your clients, I do recommend that you book a free mini audit session. The mini audit sessions will not be out forever, but what it is, it's a chance for us to actually look at your system, not just have a consultation call, but look at your system, see what you're doing, and give you some strategies for, again, bridging those gaps and making sure people are not falling off and you're not losing out on potential leads and funds. All right, because for every client you lose is money that you lost as well. So if you need any support mapping out your client's journey, please do book that free mini audit session with us as soon as possible. But guys, I hope this was beneficial to you. Remember, I rock, you rock, we all rock, and I will talk to you next time.